These minutes that are taken from you, the records, the beats. You ain't getting the cash. Whenever you arrive at a specific point and the cash is running short, you got to run this hustle to attempt to track down someone to fault. Me and Puff resembled. I felt as I accomplished more than I got credit for. Furthermore, the explanation let's assume he owes me $3 million. That is realities. I got the receipt. Furthermore, every other person, you might sign desk work so they can't discuss what I'm referring to. I'm the only one with the guts. Indeed, for the overwhelming majority youthful craftsmen, it seems like a fantasy to work with unbelievable music head honcho Diddy brushes. The veterans of his name, Terrible Kid Records, can recount something else entirely. As of late, one of Diddy's protege, rapper turned minister Mase, approached with the stunning disclosures about how the music maker essentially disposes of his own specialists on the off chance that they begin requesting more cash. Is there a revile yelling in the hallways of Terrible Kid Records? We should separate it. Bricklayer Diddy's meet returns almost 20 years when the 19-year-old craftsman left his vocation in hip jump and the renowned name behind to turn into a minister. For some individuals, it was a stunning choice to make when the entire world was essentially at his feet. Yet, as Mase is presently saying, he was taking off from Diddy's insatiability, however his remorselessness also, in light of the fact that he would have rather not wound up 6 feet under like different specialists that worked with the scandalous maker. Everything is in your mom's name. That is the person who got the receipts. You want more verification? Big deal ain't here so huge. Can't get you no receipts. He dead? Indeed, it appears as though Diddy is under gigantic fire again with Mase disclosures. Also, obviously the previous Terrible Kid craftsman would have rather not met similar destiny as late specialists of Diddy's name. While the entire world was believing that Mase's problem with the music big shot was absolutely over funds. It seems to be there's more going on in the background. Furthermore, in the stunning development, the apparently lengthy neglected quarrel lighted with way more power. As Mase intensely blamed Diddy for being answerable for baffling and inopportune downfall of his specialists like Amazing Big Deal Smalls and others like Craig Mack, who died purportedly in light of heart issues and dark loot, whose reason for destruction was additionally connected with heart inconveniences. Presently, Mase's the entire example here, and he won't hesitate to oppose his previous chief, guaranteeing that the entire hip bounce local area knows about what's going on behind the walls of Awful Kid Records studio. You realize what might accompany doing that. However, everyone is allowing you to pull off it. Everyone, however, rappers Mase and group brushes Diddy have showed up in cahoots for quite a long time. The report about the hamburger between them surfaced a couple of years prior when Mase freely hammered his ex-manager for taking from him. Mase took to his Instagram page to communicate his complaints about Diddy openly. In a since-erased video, the rapper turned minister guaranteed your previous strategic policies purposely has proceeded, deliberately starved your craftsmen and been very out of line to exactly the same craftsman that assisted you with getting that symbol grant on the famous Terrible Kid mark. For instance, you actually got my distributing from a long time back in which you gave me $20,000. Mase's startling disclosures shown the entire contention in the hip jump local area, and presently the previous rapper is stoking the fire, guaranteeing how he broke Diddy's threatening aims against his specialists and left to save his life. Me stopping after one collection, it didn't take long for me to sort it out. Like, I won't be here with this. Actually, I don't. Presently, Mase is worn out watching Diddy managing the business with his iron clench hand. As the previous performer says, it's difficult to see hordes of youthful rappers viewing at Diddy as an icon in hip jump local area and later getting into his perilous snare. As May expressed, when I see the hurt and the agonies of others on Awful Kid, that rouses me to say something. So don't Amada be considered as an individual pack of cash and choosen to disregard. Mase is presently able to caution each and every individual who is working with Diddy to quit playing hazardous games with the music maker, since being a Terrible Kid craftsman is currently similar to a sentence than an open door. I can't allow you to play since you playing now. Risky game. So envision Mase has shared his own insight of being a terrible kid craftsman, and despite the fact that he and Diddy worked exclusively on one collection together, it was enough for the youthful performer to get totally disheartened in the business and taken off to save his dear life, particularly taking into account that the previous artist previously encountered the results of conflicting with Puffy. Then, at that point, there's kin that attempt to cause real damage with me. They will be in the house with Puff. Numerous clients concur with Mase that Diddy's approaches to treating his craftsmen crossed every one of the lines. Also, it's not just about installment, be that as it may. Youthful abilities are so anxious to work with the music legend that they in some cases don't have any idea what they are marking. As one client composed, these specialists sign agreements they don't comprehend made by elite-level legal advisors. How could you hope to get a fair arrangement? What's more, another client added, my contemplations is prior to marking an arrangement, get you a legal counselor. We as a whole expertise obscure the business is. So Mase is sure that marking an agreement with Diddy is more regrettable than making an arrangement with Satan. Furthermore, as I've said prior, there are very numerous survivors of terrible kid records with Revile that we can discuss design and really think about Diddy's part in this multitude of strange deaths. There has been negative publicity put out about me. That is false. Furthermore, Mase isn't the primary craftsman from Terrible Kid who has been abused. Furthermore, truth be told, many fans can't quit reviewing similar circumstances where lives were finished in heartbreaking episodes, passing on Diddy to procure the organic products from their works. One of the most brilliant instances of everything is Diddy's greatest star, Big Deal Smalls, who has purportedly turned into the main survivor of the famous music Big Shot. I truly trust you can recollect how Puma Wright got down on Diddy, guaranteeing he contributed to Big Deal's shocking destruction and has been involving Big Deal's name and music for his own benefit. Puffy has been bringing in cash off of Big Deal's name for longer than Big Deal was alive. All things considered, individuals actually have inquiries regarding what had really happened that evening in LA and why one of the most splendid stars of Terrible Kid needed to blur some startlingly and rapidly. Consistently, there have been numerous dubious hypotheses, and it was as of late uncovered by a few not related sources that right before his disastrous death, Big Deal was considering leaving his supervisor for a more ideal arrangement. Afterward, Diddy's protector uncovered that Big Deal had shared the subtleties of his new rewarding arrangement with another name, and clearly it was far more than Puffy was advertising. Indeed, even Big Deal's mother, Voletta Wallace, was standing up.